Okay, good morning to everyone. In this video, we are going to explain what are the things that we did in our program. Our program is a student grade manager that helps to understand better the different grades of the students in the school. We have different roles, such as teachers, students, and supervisors. All these roles have different functions. For example, you can view the grades if you are a student, you can modify if you are a teacher, and modify if you are a supervisor. We solved the SDG number 4, education quality. We set different types of technology to make the code work better. Okay, first, why our team and I selected this SDG to perform our program? In the 17 SDGs, we can see a lot of different topics to solve, like the poverty, the hunger, and the solar energies. We decided to select this SDG because we think that it's a really interesting topic that we can solve by doing a program. Some months ago, our team and I did a brainstorm. We discard other types of programs such as robotics problems, mobility programs, traffic problems, and tree planting problems. So yeah, we decided to select this program because in the brainstorm we thought that this was the best thing to do a program. Okay, our objective. Our objective is to solve the different problems that can search when viewing the different data and the information of the students. We want to solve the information management and the information access. In my personal experience in my school, I saw different teachers argue with the fact that they take a lot of time to see the different grades of the students. Many teachers in my grade were really stressed with themselves because they take a lot of time and they didn't have time to themselves to stay in their normal life. So yeah, that is the objective of our project. Okay, also a big problem that we want to solve with our program is the other problem, that is that many fathers and parents can be a lot of time and they don't know how to see the grades of their students. So many students can be losing many subjects, and the fathers and the students probably don't know what they're losing and what works they can improve and win other types of exams. So yeah, that is the second problem that we want to solve with our project.
Well, okay, so first of all, we do a brainstorming ideas, to find new things and some problems that some SDGs have. After that, we use the Moscow method to analyze this, their features, like their most important things or their little. We divide in 4 categories: must have, should have, won't have, and could have. And that is very important for this project. It's the general one.
So I'm going to talk about the tools that we managed to use in the project. Like in the front end, we used HTML and CSS to make the page appealing and easy to use for the user. For the back end, we use Flash, Python, and SQL3. This to store the information and make all the processing in the backend. So the libraries that we use, there were plenty, like Matplotlib, Pandas, NumPy, and also Faker. Faker, one of the most important, because that's when we generate the names and the information random for the numbers, and also Base 64 and IO. So I'm going to explain you about the process that we made and process of development and challenges. So the first was analysis and design. First we did the Moscow and we divided our parts. Then we did the back end and front end of the page. Then the most challenging part was when we put together all the pieces and the codes. So this is one of the biggest challenges we got, because everyone worked together or separated. So when we tried to join the parts, it was pretty difficult because every code was in their part, and also when we put one code, the other wasn't working, and that was a big challenge. So then when we got it all together, we put it to the test. We show them to our friends, the teachers, everyone. So this guarantees to have a good feedback of the project and know what we are failing. So then we develop a better system for our users, and that is because we want to have a better experience for your users, like have 5 clicks into the page and you're already on the grades. So that is a challenge that we overcome as a team, and also we enjoy the path that this project has bring to us.
What distinguishes us is the use of Python, a 100% open source coding language. This allows schools with low resources to access this technology, reducing the inequity of the resources of school. The website also contains a simple front-end design, which is fast and utilizes colors that make it easy for people with to focus, especially ones with attention deficit.
Okay, continuing with the security and the login part, we use different methods to improve the security of our program. It's primordial to have a good security, especially if we are working with minors. In our program, students are minors, so we will work with minors. In the files, we use a different files to make the code work. We use create.py. This file is really important because connects the database and create the users. In the login part, we have different roles. We have the password and the user fields. These fields, the program checks if the fields are the same, and if the fields are the same, it will change the HTML to their other HTML. So it's impossible to have like a security breach, because the program checks if the information is the same. Also, the only user that can create the users is the teachers in the program.
To conclude this project has bring to us something that we didn't have earlier, that is communication in the group, and also it has pleasantly challenges us to communicate with ourselves and with other people, to join all our projects and our thinkings. And also we are proud of making this project. It has been a long time of this project, and it has been good. We have also thank the teachers and the mentor that has helped us through all this project.